Welcome to Standing Tall, Social Status. My name is Venfa Haruna. Sometimes often I think about the ways that we center our lives. Our lack of vulnerability, our projection, our passive aggression, what have we lost because of it? So I'm throwing this question, what have you lost because of all these things I've read on? What have you lost? Not picking a friend's call, not talking to a friend because you're angry, because you're mad, the person is not talking to you. Back then I have this friend we were discussing and she was complaining about a friend of hers that they've not been talking for a while, and guess what? The friend was going through a lot of things, and at that point the friend was depressed. It got to a point that she had this suicidal tendency. I was like, there are things going on in people's life and a lot of things is happening. Now my best friend back then, when there was this bomb blast in Jos here, where a lot of people were affected. My friend just left my house and he was going home. Basically, we talk every minute, and he did not tell me that he was going to Brand Terminus probably to get CDs, movies to watch back then. So bomb took off. In my mind, I just felt he was on his way home. So maybe he's not in Terminus or something. I was trying his number, calling him, he was not picking. I got angry. I was so mad at him, I was angry, and I was just thinking, what's wrong with this guy? He's not even thinking like someone, his family will be worried or something. Guess what? I got a call, I think after 30 minutes or 1 hour, that I've made up my mind not to call him, like to hoot with anything he's thinking about. What's wrong with this guy, sef? I got a call from a lady and she was telling me, are you Venfa? I said yes. Your friend is at Plateau Hospital. Eh? I got to Dogon Creek area and there was no keke going through that side. I was just jogging and a lot of things is just coming to my mind, like, Jesus, what's happening? Is this guy alright or what? I was joking. I got to the hospital and behold, my friend on his stretcher with rubbles on it, with dust and sand on his face. And I get to hear the story that a whole building, mind you, he's sickle cell too, a whole building fell on him and he was under the rubble. Number one, guy, how did you survive this thing? You are strong, oh. But I don't know when tears started coming out of my face. Me that I'm feeling I have this thug and gangster vibe. Then I have tears on my face. Really, why is this Tarok man crying? I could see my friend, like, I don't know, crying for tears of joy, or maybe I was crying that I was this bad person that I've been calling and I'm angry. I'm mad at him that he is not picking my call. He's not picking my calls, and I was just there. I don't know when I started shedding tears, and I could see his father walking in, and the father just looked at us. He said, "How are you?" He said, "How is he doing?" He said, "He's okay." They dragged him out. We just thank God. Maybe some things did not break his bone or anything. So there were a lot of things. A lot of people in the hospital. I was just there standing, and I don't know. I felt guilty at the point that sometimes if I start calling people and they're not picking calls, the next thing I do is I call the person closest or closer to whoever the person is, just to make sure the person is alright. Maybe after picking my call, I hear your voice, then I start reeking like, what's wrong with you? I've been calling you, you're not picking. So sometimes we just get angry at stuff and we don't know what this person is going through or the kind of situation the person is. So I think if we have that kind of habit, we should try to be patient and you reach out so that we will not be judgmental at that point. So I'm going to play a video from a skit maker, Brain Jotter.
8 years relationship don't end because of genotype. Question where you suppose ask on the first date.
You did busy day. Any other Smirnoff ice come here? Did you ask him of his genotype?
You did not ask him, but you ordered Smirnoff ice. You asked for straw. You did not ask for. Why are you running?
Come here. Where are you going?
Come here.
Okay. Now, this is a skit maker, and the reason why I like this video is you could see how influencers are trying to lend their voices out, to spread the word about sickle cell and genotype. So there was this movie I was watching back then, Jumbled. Just say something.
What's a genotype?
What? Like, are you serious?
No, I'm sorry. Okay, I know it's kind of awkward asking a lady that question on the first date, so just ignore me, please.
But I mean, it should make any difference. I'm AA.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, are you willing to take a test to prove it?
Why would I lie to you? Like, I barely even know you.
You know what? Just ignore me, okay? I'm sorry. Please.
You're forgiving, weirdo.
Okay, so you could see that on the first date, the guy was asking the question out of curiosity. Now, if it were to be you, how will you have handled the situation? I mean, just think about it. Should it be a first date question, or should it be something you just talk about later? From my own experiences, sometimes there is this situation I find myself in that probably if we start talking and I start talking about what I do and the volunteer jobs and all for the sickle cell organization, I tend to impute that, and you see the question like, what's your genotype? This thing on that. Then you get to see. Sometimes it's not even on the first day that you get to talk about what's your genotype. I mean, conversations, there are 1 or 2 conversations that will come up and you'll be able to say something like that. It helps though, so that you know where you are, where your stands are and all that. And sometimes you just see the lady and you just feel like, this one I want to go with. But you get to hear that she's AS and there is nothing you could do. I mean, I've lost a relationship that till date, it shook me, and to be honest, I won't lie to you, she's everything I wanted, but the AS thing is not there, and I wish I could just sacrifice, but at the same time, I don't want to be selfish, This thing come around and you just feel like you can handle it. Trust me, we've seen cases that we've spoken to them. Even there was one that media manager was on, and he has been talking to them and they refused. I think today they have 2 kids, right? 2 kids. Sickle cell. There is nothing you can do. I mean, this thing, there is no 1 + 1 that you will remove the plus and it will be 11. No. We all know 1 + 1 is 2, and if you don't listen, that's on you. But we keep on being adamant, and we keep on. There is this persistence in us that we're in love, and it gets to a point that love is not enough. Trust me. Many people have been there. There is a lot of people that have seen a lot of things, and you could just do something. The only way we just felt like now it's an opening, you just go and they do your IVF. But how many of that IVF will you continue doing? And I mean, you could just get pregnant and have 3 babies at the same time. What if inside that 3 babies they all have AS and some of them are experiencing sickle cell? What if you give birth to AA that is experiencing thalassemia? Will you be able to handle it? Will you be able to go through that fact that you'll be sleeping in the hospital for a while and all that? There are a lot of things going on, and as we started here, we're talking about the healing circle. Okay, will the parents heal from the fact that their children have sickle cell and this thing is forever? You know, we're being selfish always, and we don't think about our children. We think about ourselves because we're in love and all those things. Think about it this way. It gets to a point that yes, the love is there, but there are some certain situations that you get to see that love is not enough, and you tend to be angry at yourself. You tend to be angry at the fact that you did not see this whole thing coming. I mean, there is a lot of sacrifice and a lot of things that goes on, but people don't see it that way. It's just them, 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 them. I hope you people reconsider though. I'm just saying from my own point of view. I hope you could reconsider.